Today, we are wading deep into the swamps of East Africa to meet a bird that, honestly, looks like it walked straight out of the age of dinosaurs. I mean, it has a stare that can freeze you in your tracks and a reputation to match. This is the shoebill. So let's get a closer look at the unbelievable king of the marshes. Okay, let's just get it out of the way. This is the question on everyone's mind the first time they see this creature. With its sheer size and that intense, unblinking gaze, people call it a death stare. The shoebill has definitely earned a reputation as one of nature's most intimidating animals. But is that reputation deserved? Well, we're about to find out. First things first, let's just take in the sheer presence of this bird. To really understand the shoebill, you have to start with its almost mythical appearance, something that has fascinated and, let's be honest, kind of freaked people out for centuries. You know, its names alone tell you so much. Its scientific name, Balaeniceps rex, literally translates to whale-head king. And yeah, that's a perfect description of its enormous head and that regal posture. But people have also called it the bogbird, and my personal favorite, the swamp king. And it really is a king in terms of size. Standing up to 5 feet tall, this bird could literally look an average person right in the eye. Now, add a wingspan that stretches over 8.5 feet, and you've got this colossal presence in the marshlands. And this isn't some fleeting reign either. These birds can live for up to 50 years. And the shoebill's history, just as impressive as its size. You can actually find its distinct shape carved into Egyptian hieroglyphs from thousands of years ago. But despite that, it was so elusive that Western scientists didn't even formally classify it until the 19th century, which just adds to its whole mystique. But that prehistoric look isn't just for show. Nope, it's backed up by a seriously deadly set of tools that make this bird an absolute apex predator. And the centerpiece of its arsenal is, of course, that incredible bill. It's the third longest beak of any bird on the planet, but it's the way it works that makes it so deadly. The sheer force of its bite, combined with that sharp hook at the tip, is strong enough to pierce the skull of a lungfish or even a young crocodile. It's a terrifying marvel of biological engineering. So how does it use this weapon? With incredible, terrifying patience. A shoebill will stand completely motionless, just like a statue, for hours on end, just waiting. When its prey, often a lungfish that has no idea what's coming, comes to the surface for air, the shoebill lunges in a violent motion they call the collapse. It is so sudden, so explosive, the prey never sees it coming. And then, it uses those sharp mandibles to decapitate its catch before swallowing it. It is ruthless efficiency. And it is not just lungfish on the menu. A shoebill's diet includes catfish, water snakes, frogs, and, get this, young crocodiles. Yes, you heard me right. This bird is so formidable it will hunt and eat baby crocs. That pretty much cements its status as a top predator of the swamp. Now, given its statue-like hunting style, you'd probably think the shoebill is a completely silent creature. But when it does make a noise, it is absolutely unforgettable and, frankly, a little bizarre. I mean, this is probably the best description you'll ever find. It's not a squawk or a chirp. The shoebill rapidly claps its upper and lower mandibles together, creating this loud, hollow, rapid-fire sound that just echoes across the marshes. It is startling, to say the least. And this isn't just some random noise. That bill clattering is its language. It's how they greet a mate returning to the nest, it's part of their courtship rituals, and it's how they warn rivals to stay away. It's a social tool, and both the adults and their young use it to communicate. Speaking of social behavior, here's a really strange partnership for you. The shoebill has a pretty great relationship with hippos. As these 4-ton giants move through the water, they stir up all the mud and force fish toward the surface. The shoebill just waits patiently nearby, taking advantage of the easy meals served out by its unwitting hunting partner. So we've got this patient, formidable hunter that forms these strange alliances. But when it comes to its own family life, well, that's where the story takes a surprisingly dark turn. You know, it starts out well enough. Shoebills form monogamous pairs, and they work together to build a big nest. Both the male and female take turns incubating their eggs, usually 1 to 3 of them, and they're really dedicated to protecting them. And here is the brutal twist. Even though multiple eggs might hatch, only one chick will ever make it to adulthood. The firstborn, which is usually the biggest and strongest, will systematically attack and kill its younger siblings. This is Darwin's theory of natural selection at its most raw and brutal. This dynamic, called obligate siblicide, is also seen in other species like the black eagle. The parents just accept it because they know they can only find enough food to successfully raise one powerful chick. Those younger chicks are essentially just an insurance policy. So, from this dark family drama, we turn to an even greater challenge facing the Swamp King. Because for all its power and its ancient lineage, the shoebill is now facing threats it just cannot hunt or stare down. And these numbers, they really paint a stark picture. This is the estimated number of mature shoebills left in the entire world. Their population is classified as vulnerable, and it's trending downward. This ancient bird is quietly slipping away. So what's driving this ancient king to the brink? The reasons are tragically pretty modern. Its very specific swamp habitat is being drained for agriculture and for cattle grazing. Human activity, like fishing, is disturbing its feeding grounds. And because of its unique look, shoebills are illegally captured for the zoo trade. You combine all of that with a very slow reproduction rate. Remember, raising only one chick at a time, and you have a recipe for extinction. So, we're left with this question. The shoebill is a living fossil, a bird that has stalked the marshes of Africa since the time of the pharaohs. It has survived countless changes to its world. The final question is, can this king of the marshes, this intimidating and magnificent survivor, ultimately survive us?